All right, everyone, welcome back for the next game of the showcase weekend. We've got the Cape Breton Lynx and the Western Flames. Flames playing their first game of the day today. Lynx played earlier, fell 7-4 to the Rockets. And we're set to go here. Kate Cook right off the bat is going to throw it down deep into the Lynx end. That's picked up by Vickers. Vickers comes up the left side, held into the blue line by Kimball. Kimball down along the wall to Johnstone in the corner to Cook. Cook tried centering it, but that was broken up by Vickers. Boursier jumps up for a deep pinch, throws it around. Vickers is going to be there. Vickers throws it up the wall, gets past Kimball this time, and we're going 2-on-1 the other way. Pass doesn't get across to McEachern. And now Kate Cook's got it again. Going to be held in softly at the blue line. Kimball's going to reverse and try that again. A couple of Flames headed for a change. Boursier up the left side. Skips into the neutral zone. Picked up by McNeil. Here comes McNeil. She's going to gain the blue line herself. McNeil still with it. She's trying to cut hard to the net. Gets in there. Shot missed though. Goes straight across the crease. Ends up in the corner. Battle for it now down in the corner. Ref's going to let this go. Finally pops out. And Yeomans will hang on to that. So we've got Austin Yeomans in net here this afternoon for the Flames. Down at the other end, I'm seeing Ellie Power. Face off now to the left of Yeomans. Captain Folks in to take it for the Flames. Should face off against McNeil. Puck ends up alongside of the wall. Puck comes back to the blue line. Dumped down in the corner. Comes back, skips past Feltmate. She's going to get covered by Daigle. 2-on-1 again for the Lynx. Shot. Ends up off in the corner. Now Daigle's going to pick it up behind the net. Flames must have a affiliate in the lineup here this afternoon. We have a 3 out here. I think I heard mention that it might have been Taylor Fox, but I'll confirm that between periods because I do not have a number 3 on my score sheet. Here comes Folks. Folks has Polchis. Folks keeps it herself, takes a shot. Bounces off behind the net. Now here comes Lawrence. Lawrence cuts towards the net, but can't get the puck there. Now Mills. Mills sends it up the left side. Lynx gonna dump that one in and go for a wholesale change. All 5 Flames setting up to break out here. Here comes Landry. Landry cuts into the middle. That one's broken up. Now Doolin's going to wrap it around the right-hand side for Lawrence. Lawrence chips it into the middle. Skips past Dooland. Sent back down behind the Flames' goal. Boursier sends it up the right side. Makes it into Lawrence's feet. Waterhouse is going to have to return that back to Boursier. Now Doolin's coming up the left side. Dooland made the first move. She's going to gain the blue line herself and take the shot. Misses the net wide right. And Power will cover that one up. 16:36 out of the first period. No score here. Only showing 1 shot on goal so far. And that would be for the Flames. This is the one that's showing. Face off to the left of Power. Johnstone in to take it. She's lined up against McNeil. McNeil wins it, wraps it around. Daigle headed over, looking for the pinch, but wasn't able to get there in time. Kimball throws it in the neutral zone, and that winds right back up in the Flames' end. This time Daigle chip it up the wall. Puck into the Flames bench, and We'll reset with another face-off here. This one will come down into the Flames' end. And Johnstone will try her hands at McNeil again. Scrambled. Ends up on the stick of the Flames. Don't think I'll call that a one face-off, but ends up in Flames' possession. Icing called on that one, so we'll come back. And we'll have that face-off again on the right-hand side now. And third go in a row here for McNeil and Johnstone. McNeil wins that one. Shot from the point, makes its way through. Yeoman's looking for it. It was loose. Ref blows it down though. And the Flames will take that opportunity to change up. This time Rachel Folks will take her chance at the face-off against McNeil, and McNeil wins another one. Shot from the point by Gabriel. Puck along the wall. Feltmate tries chipping it into the neutral zone. And she gets it there this time. Here's Folks. Folks, pass attempt. Misses Polchis, goes all the way down. Icing's waved off. Gabriel's going to carry this one. Tip right over the blue line herself. Puts the brakes on. Looked like she wanted to load and fire, but wasn't able to. Here's Polchis. Polchis through the neutral zone. Getting a little bit of tug from behind by Gabriel. No warm up. Polchis, sharp angle shot. Misses the net completely. And the Lynx will send this one. Backline's been signaled the ice. Front waved it off. Puck deep in the Flames zone. Shot from the point by Mills. Ends up wide in the corner. Puck still working along the wall here, just inside the Flame zone. Finally shoots out the other side. It's going to be Waterhouse behind the net, wrapping it around for Boursier. Boursier looked like she wanted to rim that for a winger, but nobody was there. Here's Nelson. Nelson backhands it into the neutral zone, loses a footing, and is that going to elicit a tripping call? So it'll be McEachern for tripping. And the Flames get the first power play of the match. It'll be Folks, Polchis, and Cook for the Flames with Daigle and Feltmate on the blue line. Face-off ends up in the glove of Power, and she'll just hang on to that one and do it over again. Landry in to take the face-off for the Lynx. Folks wins that one. Contested along the boards. Feltmate gets it. Working along the walls, Folks gets it back to Feltmate, who goes to Daigle. Daigle throws it on net. Side of the net. Shot! Oh, that looked like it took a funny bounce. A little bit of depth perception from here. Puck below the goal line. And that one will get cleared. 30 seconds gone on the Lynx penalty. And we're at the 14-minute mark here of the first period. No score. Here comes Daigle. Carries it the whole way herself. Hits the shin pads of Vickers. Puck's in the corner. Cook comes out with it. Sends it back to Feltmate. Feltmate's going to dump it into the corner. Vickers again. Back to Feltmate. Feltmate goes to the net this time. Had Cook going there for a tip. Puck along the wall for Polchis. She gets it back to Daigle. Daigle's going to fire through traffic. She misses high, wide right. Back along the other wall this time. Feltmate goes in for the deep pinch. And Vickers will evict that one all the way down the ice. And there is now 30 seconds left on this Flames power play. Waterhouse. She's going to start things off here. Goes to Daigle, up to Nelson. Nelson loses his footing and goes down. And that one's going to come all the way back again. Boursier getting pressured here by Austin. That's pretty much going to expire that power play. As the Lynx player steps back on the ice, we're back to 5-on-5 here. Gabriel, she's pinned along the wall by Boursier. Lawrence there trying to dig it out. Nobody's having any success here. Puck's pinned. Finally pops out. Dooland after it, but she goes down. Back below the goal line for Waterhouse. She reverses it. Now Dooland moving up the left side. Puck's knocked away from her. Here comes a shot from the point. And Yeomans will hang on to that one. 11:59 of the first period. No score here. Face-off will be in the Flame zone to the right of Yeomans. McNeil back out to take the draw. Against Folks. Folks wins that one over to the side wall. Daigle tries chipping it up the right-hand side, but that one's held in. McLean dumps it back into the Flames' end. Shot from the slot. Hits some legs, ends up in the corner. Back for Kimball. Kimball tries chipping it up the glass. Doesn't get out. Polche's with it now. Polche's looking up ice. Hits Daigle. Now there's a few pinned along the wall here. Kimball will take it back into the Flames' end. Looks up the right-hand side for who I believe is Fox. And we're going to spring Polche's. Polche's got behind everybody. Polche's in. Backhand. She's stopped. Rebound by Johnstone. Also stopped. Quick break by Polche's. Snuck in behind everybody and got the pass. Now right back the other way. And Vickers gets a shot in tight. Yeomans will hang on to that one. Feltmate with it, below the Flames' goal line. Chip out attempt, gets into the neutral zone. Johnstone will backhand it up the wall this time. Fired the length of the ice by the Lynx. Icing waved off, but why? Oh, I guess you guys thought she thought the penalty may be expired, but puck down deep in the Flames' end. Back to the point. Shot. Hit a foot. Bounce it back again. Another shot attempt. I think Johnstone took the brunt of that one by the look of it. And the Flames will change up everybody. And the face-off will be coming here just to the left of Yeomans. Austin slides in to take the face-off for the Lynx. Reversed in the corner. Daigle with it now. Daigle flicks it down. Race for it. Doolan's going to beat that one out. Gets it to Nelson. Nelson centering puck. Couldn't quite get the shot off, though. Waterhouse sends it into the corner, and we are going to have ourselves some more penalty action. And going for a hold. Gabriel gone to the box for a hold. Face off to the right of Power. Folks in to take it for the Flames. She wins it back to Daigle. Daigle's going to cut to the middle of the ice. Right on the stick of Folks in the slot. Couldn't get the shot off. Now Feltmate steps up. She misses wide left. Polchi's going to feed it back to Daigle. No, she's taken down. Fans didn't like that one. Here's Cook. Cook moves in. Takes a sharp angle shot. And Power will hang on to that one. Another face off to the right of Power. Folks for the Flames. She wins it again. Daigle wraps it around the wall. Cook tries centering it. Couldn't get it over to Polchi's, and that one's going to make its way the full length. Yeoman's just going to leave that one there for Daigle. Daigle puts the brakes on behind the net, comes out the right-hand side. Centering pass for Doolin, skips past her. And that's quickly fired back down. Flames will regroup. 1:08 now in the Flames power play here. 8:25 left in the period. Still no score. Daigle puts the brakes on. Gets it back. Tries coming cross ice for Lawrence. Lawrence shot is blocked by Morel. Now Lawrence again. Puck to Boursier, back over along the wall for Waterhouse. Waterhouse backhands it into the corner for Nelson. And that one sent the distance again too. Flames now with 30 seconds left to work with on this power play. Austin down putting pressure on the penalty kill. Here's Dooland. Dooland into the neutral zone. She's going to gain the zone herself. Dooland making a move towards the net. Gets a shot off. Misses wide left though. Boursier comes in for a pinch. Keeps it in, but gathered up by Austin, who will send it all the way down for Yeomans to play. Yeomans softly pushes it out for Waterhouse. Waterhouse across to Boursier. Back on the stick of Waterhouse. Now here's Johnstone. Johnstone working along the wall. Back to even strength now. Puck still held in. McLean sends it up the left-hand side. Skips over the stick of Kimball into the neutral zone. Daigle. Daigle looks up ice. Finds Fox. He gets it deep. But McLean again. Held in this time by Kimball. Flames vacate the zone voluntarily. Here's Fox trying to push it up into the neutral zone for Johnstone. Doesn't get there. Daigle. She'll send it behind the net for Kimball. Back to Daigle. Daigle looks up the left-hand side. Has Polchi's. Polchi's peeled off the puck though. And we might have Taylor Fox sprung here. Got enough to get the shot. Couldn't get in that body position and get any further in though. Polchi's from below the goal line. Tried centering it for Folks. Didn't make it. Now Folks again. Folks cuts in. Backhand. And Power will hang on to that one. And we have 6 minutes remaining here in the first period. Shots on goal showing 8-7 in favor of the Lynx. Flames, couple power play opportunities here in the period. And we're ready for a puck drop. Here we go. Polchi's has it. Dishes it to Boursier, who just fires it into the corner for Folks. Andrews tried getting it up the wall, couldn't get it out. Now Polchi's behind the net. Centering pass. Doesn't get out. Here's Austin. Dishes it back below the goal line. Held in by Folks. That one makes its way to Power. And she'll hang on to that. Face off. Puck's tied up. Finally pops out in the Lynx favor. Sent into the Flame zone. Feltmate's going to get there first. Sends it out the right side for Cook. Cook carries it off the wall. She comes cross ice for Polchis. Polchis back to Cook. Cook's on her backhand. Cuts in. Takes a shot on her forehand. Rebound by Fultz. Got a piece of it. Now back at the blue line for Daigle. Daigle fires. Ends up in the corner. Polchis rushing to get there. Polchis and McLean battling along the wall. McNeil joins in there too. Who's going to get that out? Nelson comes in to hover, waiting to see if puck pops out. And it does. Nelson makes her way out with it, gets it over to Daigle. Daigle, shot from the point, hits shin pads. McNeil's going to carry this one out. Pushes it ahead. A little too far back on the stick of Daigle. Race for the puck. Nelson and McLean. McLean gets there first, moves it up the left-hand side. Now here's Lawrence. Lawrence gets it deep to the corner, still with it. Lawrence working her way along the wall. Dishes it off for Dooland. Lawrence, she's knocked down. Dooland in the corner. Finally knocked off the puck. And now we're going to have a slash here coming against the Flames. Dooland is going to go to the box for a slash. So that face-off will come all the way down to the Flames' end. 2 minutes up on the board for the Dooland slash. 3:51 up on the board remaining in the first period. No score so far in this one. Austin wins it for the Lynx. Gets it back to Gabriel. Gabriel walks the line, dishes it off, shot. That hits the shin pads of Boursier. McInnes sends it cross ice. Can't be held in by Vickers. That one's sent down, not all the way though. Gabriel fires it up the right-hand side. Now McInnes. McInnes to Vickers. Vickers try cutting in. She's on her backhand. She's just going to slow it down and give it back to the point. Gabriel from the point. High over the net. Austin now dishes it back to the point for Gabriel. Gabriel again. Gets the shot from the point. Ends up hitting something. Off in the corner it goes. Gabriel working from the top. Shot at the side of the net. Hit the target. Hit, I believe it was Landry. Standing completely available on her forehand at the side of the net. Just taps that one in. So with 2:54 remaining in the first period, the Lynx up on the board first. 1-0. And that ends the Dooland penalty. Face-off, back at center ice. Fultz and McNeil. This one's tied up in feet. A little bit of a race for the puck. And the Lynx have it. Sent up through neutral zone. Mills jumped up to try and grab that, overskated it. Now Waterhouse tipped over in the corner. McNeil along the wall, stolen by the Flames, wrapped around the right-hand side. Shot on Yeomans. Rebound bounces off to the side. Cook trying to battle that one free, get it out. Can't. Here's another shot for the point. Lynx score again. Shot from the point. And just like that, 2-0 for the Lynx. One on the power play, and then that one just a straight clean shot from the point. 1:48 left here in the first period, and the Flames quickly in a hole 2-0. Refs looking for a new puck. That must have been somebody's first goal. That's what was going on there. Linesman just passed the puck into the bench. Morel, cross ice. Up to Perouche. Back into the neutral zone. Race for it. Morel's going to be there first. Morel, up the left side, pops into the neutral zone. Picked up by Nelson. Nelson's going to chip it in. Morel's going to be there first again. She backhands it to Vickers. Vickers looking up ice. Ends up in the neutral zone, but quickly dumped back into the Lynx end. As we approach the final minute of the first period here. Lawrence chips it off the wall. Vickers recovers it. Up the right-hand side. McEachern sends it in. Feltmate gets it for the Flames. Over to Lawrence. Centers it for Johnstone. Johnstone carrying it now. Johnstone tries chipping it to herself. Gets it down below the goal line, where Lawrence will turn it back over. Here's Gabriel. Gabriel fires it into neutral zone. We're down to just a little over 30 seconds remaining here in the first period. Gabriel backhands it up the right-hand side. Just back to her. Gabriel with it again. Puck chipped into the neutral zone. Daggle's just going to backhand that softly against the wall as we're in the final 10 seconds here. And someone's getting called for too many. And it will be the Lynx for too many. The face-off will come to the Lynx end. Lawand gonna head to the box and serve that one. 7.9 here left in the period. Flames now on a power play. Only gonna burn up 7 seconds of that, so most of that will fall into the second period. Folks in the corner, 1 second left, not gonna have enough time to get the shot off. And that ends the first period. Lynx are up 2-0 here on the Flames. 11 shots on goal on each side. And when we come back to start the second period, the Flames will have a minute 53 of power play. All right, folks, welcome back for the second period. Flames trailing 2-0 after the first, but also starting the second period on the power play for 1:53. We did a little bit of sleuthing between periods. So on the Flames, number 3 is affiliate Chloe Lajoie, not Taylor Fox as I had tried to guess. So Chloe Lajoie wearing number 3 in orange. She's a U15 player, affiliate from the Phantom Storm. And also on the Flames, a number correction for this one is Addison Summers wearing number 20, not her usual number 12. And then on the Lynx side, I have been informed that Mabella Scott is wearing number 6, not Ella Mills like my list had shown. And Scott scored that goal and they gathered up the puck, so I'm going to guess that was Miss Scott's first goal. And we're underway here for the second period. Flames on the power play for 1:40 now. Vickers going to hold that one in. Fires it at the net. Hit Feltmate high. Knocks it down. Now Daigle. No, sorry, Folks is going to get things started on the fresh ice. Chips it to the corner for herself. And finally, back to Feltmate, who's going to slow it down. Daigle, shot attempt. That's blocked. Puck in the corner. Picked out by Polchis. Polchis coming around the net. She gets it knocked off. Held in at the line by Feltmate. She reverses. In the corner. Shot by Folks in tight. Cook had a rebound. Knocked away, though. And sent the whole length of the ice. Yeoman's out behind the net to play it. Feltmate's going to pick it up. Feltmate. Long stretch pass looking for Dooland. Doesn't find her. Does find Gabriel, though. Fires it back the other way. Now Daigle bringing it up. 30 seconds now left on the Flames power play. Here's Waterhouse walking the line. Goes across ice. Shot attempt. That one's blocked as well. Now Boursier jumps up. Puck loose in front. Looking for it. Here's Waterhouse. Waterhouse slows it down. Dishes it off to Boursier. Sends it over to the side for Lawrence. Lawrence has it knocked away. Race for the puck. And the puck finally knocked away, but we are back to even strength now, 2 minutes into the second period. Flames, that was their third power play of the game, unable to generate some offense on any of them yet. Here comes McLean. She fires it up into the neutral zone. Knocked off the stick of the Lynx. Here's Sommers. Sommers tries cutting to the middle, dishes it back to the point for Daigle. Daigle loses a handle on it, has to retreat to the neutral zone. Now Kimball up the right-hand side. Dishes it for Eason. McLean wraps it around the wall. Pinch attempt by Daigle, skipped past her again. Kimball covers though. Kimball tries going up the right-hand side. Johnstone keeps it moving along. That's finally stopped. Now it's on the stick of McNeil. McNeil dishes it back to Scott. Shot attempt. Loose puck in the crease. Still free. No whistle yet. I can see it, and that one is in the net. Big scramble in front of the net. Nobody could find the puck. You can see it from up here, just sitting on that goal line untouched. Before, I'm not sure who came flying in there and knocked it in. I think it may have been McNeil. Finally got an eye on that loose puck, charged in and got the tap in. So the Lynx now up 3-0 here on the Flames. Folk's going to take the face-off against Cremo. Lajoie chips it into the corner. Goes in to put pressure on it herself. Gets it back. Lajoie sends it back to Feltmate. Feltmate's knocked off the puck. But she's covered by Boursier. Lajoie looking for Polchis. Folk's got to stick on it along the way. Now Folk's behind the goal. Another pinch by Boursier, keeps it in. Move towards the neutral zone, and they get it out. Here comes McEachern. She fires it in, heads to the bench for a change. Boursier is going to circle the net and fire it up towards the bench. Now Vickers gets it, takes a shot, hits feet, ends up off on the side wall. There's Morel, tries moving it out. Can't. Now it's on the stick of Vickers. Vickers looks for a cross-ice pass. Doesn't hit the target, but it hit a flame, so no icing on the play. Race for it by and Joan. Now on the right-hand side for Cook. Cook tries chipping it up the wall. Vickers keeps it in. That one makes its way into the Lynx bench. 15:45 here in the second period. Clock's still ticking. Now the clock has finally stopped. It happened a few times so far this weekend where the clock keeps running a couple extra seconds accidentally. Neutral zone face-off picked up by Daigle. Tries chipping it forward. Vickers was there, but Daigle knocked it free. Daigle still going. She's finally peeled off the puck. And Vickers will wrap it behind the goal. Lawrence pinches it against the wall, keeps it. Here comes Lawrence again. Lawrence making her way to the net. Couldn't keep a handle on it for the shot. And Power will hang on to that one for a face-off. Face off in the Lynx end. Johnstone in to take it for the Flames. Sends it over to the wall. And it's wrapped around behind the net. Loose puck in the neutral in the slot. Shot attempt there. Misses. And that one's out of play. And we'll do that over again. Face-off. It's tied up in feet. Finally picked out by Gabriel. Gabriel gains the blue line, sends it in. Landry going to be the first on scene. She's pinned along the wall by Johnstone. Johnstone trying to get it out. Landry still with it though, working along the wall. Finally gets back to McInnes, who fires it at the net. Now Boursier tries chipping it out. Held in again by Gabriel. Landry again throws it down deep in the Flame zone. Pressure on it by McEachern. Makes its way back to Gabriel. Gabriel comes cross ice. Shot. Big rebound there off the McLean shot. But the Flames get it, come back the other way. Somers throws it on net, heads to the bench. Flames going for a whole change here. Looking for a stretch pass. The Lynx were. Nobody picked it up. And that will be icing. 13:57 of the second period. Shots on goal are showing 15-14 in favor of the Lynx. But the score, the more important number up there, is 3-0 in favor of the Lynx. Puck up on the right side to McEachern. She's knocked off it. McLean will try the other way this time. McLean Long cross ice pass there for McEachern, just out of reach. Daigle will be there first and ship it back into the neutral zone. Puck in the Flames' end. Daigle looking up ice for a stretch pass. Polchi's again snuck up behind everybody. Daigle saw her. Couldn't get the pass all the way through everybody though. Now Feltmate in the neutral zone. Sends it across for Boursier. Boursier up the right side to Lajoie. Lajoie's peeled off the puck by Austin. Now McLean's in there. Finally sent into the Flames' end. And Joan beside the net poking at it. And Yeomans will hang on to that one. And we'll have a face-off in the Flames' end to the right of Yeomans. It'll be McNeil and Johnstone. Johnstone wins that one. Now Waterhouse. Waterhouse looking up the middle of the ice. Johnstone had to reach back behind her. Couldn't get it. Vickers tries firing it into the Flames' end. Stopped. Now Boursier chips it into the neutral zone. Johnstone knocks it free, but pushes it to Vickers. Vickers looking for open ice here through the neutral zone. She's going to carry it in herself. Vickers still with it. Vickers cutting towards the net. Looked like she was going to load up for a tight angle shot, but she kept it. Now it's back into the neutral zone. Here's McEachern. Puts the brakes on. Tries coming back. Waterhouse gets it. Sends it back into the neutral zone again. A little bit of back and forth here now. Morel goes to Gabriel. Gabriel. She'll send it into the Flames' end and head to the bench. Waterhouse going to try the right-hand side this time to Lajoie. Lajoie misses the pass. Landry has it. Starts moving it towards the net, but can't get the shot. Here's Lajoie. Tries getting it a little harder up the glass, but I don't think that was hard enough. Didn't get out. Here's McInnes. She fires it towards the net. Doesn't make its way there. Nelson will call him for the pass on the way out of the zone there. Johnstone couldn't quite get it to her. This time Nelson gets it. Tries sending it in for a line change. Flames got to make a quick change here. Landry up behind everybody. Waterhouse almost got there. Shot missed high and wide anyway, so nothing comes of it. Puck held into the blue line. Chipped below the goal. And the Flames will look for a reset here. Daigle up the left side. Doolin didn't see it coming. Here comes in Joan. Couldn't get the shot off. Now Lawrence. Pinched in by McLean. Now Austin there putting pressure on it. Finally comes free for Waterhouse. Boursier and Waterhouse. Waterhouse pulls it free. Now she's pinned by Austin. Austin, Waterhouse, Lawrence. Somebody waiting to knock that puck free. Finally pops out for Doolin. Doolin tried centering it for Cook. Didn't get anything on it. Now Lawrence with it. Lawrence gets it into the neutral zone before she's peeled off the puck. I think we might have ourselves a hooking call coming. And indeed we do. The Flames going back on the power play for the fourth time this game. On the hooking call on Nanjone. And sorry, Elise Nanjone, if I still didn't get your name right. I did go and ask her how to say it, and I probably forgot between here and there, so. Daigle setting up. Finds Fulks, and Fulks fires it. Top cheese. And then the Flames are on the board. On their fourth power play of the game. Finally get one in here. Nice cross-ice pass from Daigle to Fulks. Fulks buries it. So, 3-1 at the halfway mark of the game here. McNeil out to take the face-off against Folks. Folks wins that one back to Feltmate. Feltmate will dump it in. Polchis and Cook go to put pressure on it. Polchis picked it up behind the net. Back out in front. Polchis taking a swing at it. Puck was loose. Ends up in the corner. Now Feltmate. Feltmate throws it towards the net. That one's brought out by Vickers. Vickers going to carry it through the neutral zone again. Vickers takes the long shot. Yeomans just pads that off to the side. Puck back into the Lynx end. Vickers has it. She's looking up ice. She's got Morrell. Morrell chips it in over the blue line, but that's going to be recovered by Feltmate. Feltmate tried chipping it up the wall. Didn't get very far. This time McInnes fires it down below the Flames goal line. Puck beside just to the right of Yeomans. And that puck found its way into the net. And I am not sure how that got in. I'm not sure who got the goal either. May have been Cremo. Possibly. Yeah, it looked like a harmless puck beside the net. And just like that, the Lynx bounce back and restore the 3-goal lead at 4-1 at the 9:06 mark of the second period here. Shots on goal are showing 18-17 in favor of the Lynx. Puck back in the Flames end again. Here's Johnstone. She's pinned along the wall, knocked off the puck. Kimball's trying to knock that free, can't. Now another loose puck in the slot. Now Lajoie, she's going to just fire that one down the ice. That's going to go for icing. And we'll have the face-off back in the Flames end. Face-off to the right of Yeomans. It'll be Austin and Johnstone facing off here. Johnstone wins it over to Kimball. Kimball puts the brakes on, reverses, sends it up the right-hand side. Lajoie is not there. Another puck. Yeomans will play that off into the corner. Chipped up the wall higher this time. Still didn't make its way out, though. Again, sent back to that corner. Now Borsier's got to get there quick. Parouche was coming in fast. Into the neutral zone. McLean with it. McLean tries chipping it in. It's quickly kicked back out. Now Borsier behind the net. Sends it up the right-hand side. Long cross ice pass. Didn't hit the target. Polchis. Oh, sorry, Sommers. Neutral zone puck. Pushed up by Scott. And now we'll have a face-off in the Lynx end. 7:54 mark here in the second period. Lawrence in to take the draw against Austin. Won by the Lynx. McLean fires it up the left-hand side. Still held in here at the blue line. Finally makes its way out. Here's Waterhouse. Waterhouse looking for her cross ice pass. Broken up, but finally makes its way up to Lawrence. Lawrence tries chipping it forward. On the stick of Austin. Landry had to hold up at the blue line. Wait for that puck to cross. Landry parked in front. Lawand spinning in the corner. Couldn't get that puck out in front of the net. Here's Dooland. Dooland in the neutral zone. She loses it to Vickers. Vickers now. Vickers almost peeled off the puck there by Lawrence, but gets it out into the neutral zone. Waterhouse with it. Waterhouse looking for options. Dishes it off to Borsier. Borsier up the right-hand side for Cook. Misses her. Lawrence gets over, gets a stick on it now. It's off to the side. Polchis is there. Polchis is going to take the sharp angle shot. hits the side of the net. Now Folks following it up. Centering pass. Onto the stick of McEachern. Now Landry. Landry with some speed. Tried to cut to the net. Couldn't quite get past Boursier there. Morel from the point. Shots tipped high. Now in the neutral zone. Here's Andrews. Puck sent below the Lynx goal line. Wrapped up the left-hand side for Andrews. Andrews and Feltmate have it pinned along the wall here. Finally knocked free and pops its way into the Flames bench. 5:54 remaining in the second period. Flames trailing 4-1. Shots on goal showing 20-17 in favor of the Lynx. Johnstone didn't take that face off, won by the Lynx. Puck comes up the right-hand side for Anjone. Back on the stick of Johnstone. Johnstone sends it right back onto the stick of the Lynx. Puck along the wall in the Flames' end. Johnstone knocked that puck free, but Gabriel still has it. Back to the point. McLean. She'll just dump it down low again. Kimball's going to try now. Kimball trying to go up that right-hand side. Still held in. McLean will fire it back into that corner again. Flames have to try for a fourth time here. Coming up this right-hand side. McLean dumps it to the other corner this time. Wrapped around the wall. Back onto the stick of McLean. She'll just dump that down in the corner again. Tight angle shot by Brown. And the Flames will dump that one in and go for a full line change here. Puck along the wall in the neutral zone. Somers gives it to Waterhouse. Waterhouse trying to fire quickly up to Lawrence. Didn't get much of it. Pinned along the wall in front of the timekeeper's bench. Finally knocked free. Waterhouse to Boursier. Boursier, she's just going to chip it up the wall. It's going to slowly make its way to the end of the ice, but no icing signaled on that one. Quick long stretch pass was attempted, broken up. Dooley got a shot off, but quickly recovered here by the Lynx. Neutral zone puck. Here's Eason. Knocked off her stick. Now Waterhouse again. Waterhouse gains the blue line. Waterhouse still going with it. Centering pass. Couldn't find anybody. And the Flames will have to reset in the neutral zone here. Eason loses it to Landry. Landry coming with some speed. Landry. She's finally stopped by Waterhouse and pinned. Lawrence trying to dig it out. McEachern shows up on the scene as well. Finally comes out for Landry. Now the Flames will chip it into the neutral zone. 3 minutes even now left in the period. Here's Vickers. Vickers is going to gain the blue line. Take the wide angle, tight shot. Hits Yeomans up high. Now picked off by Andrews. No, sorry, that's not Andrews. Or was it? Here's Morel. Gains the blue line. Drops it off. Shot attempt. Misses the net wide right. Knocked off into the corner for Waterhouse. Waterhouse tried moving it up the wall. It's held in by Perouche. Another shot attempt. Lost in feet. Scrambling this crease again. Puck is loose. Finally gets into the corner. Waterhouse wraps it around. It's going to get to Polchis. And Joan coming at Polchis with some speed. And that one's deposited the length of the ice, and we'll come back for a face-off in the Flames' end. .203 left in the period. 4-1 for the Lynx here. Lawrence going to step in and take that draw against Cremo. Makes his way back to the point. Shot. This is wide left. Shot by Gabriel. Puck in the Flames' corner. This time it's Andrews. Andrews and Gabriel working down low. Puck set up by Lawrence to Polchis. Lost to the feet. Polchis comes out with it. Folks tries coming off the wall. She's peeled off the puck. Regains it back. Delivers it to Daigle. Daigle takes the long shot. And Power will hang on to that one for a face-off. 1:21 now left here in the second period. Flames trailing 4-1. Folks and Austin in to take the draw. Still someone trying to fish it out of there. Finally pulled out of there by Gabriel and sent into the neutral zone. Folks will grab it there and whip it back into the Lynx end. Icing waved off here. Landry picks it up behind the net, tries centering it. Quick spin and fire by McEachern. Now Polchis. Polchis going up ice. She's by herself. Vickers. She's going to keep it and gain the blue line herself. 40 seconds now left. Vickers tries the shot. Yeoman sends that one to the corner. Vickers still with the puck. Moved it towards the net where Feltmate picks it up. Now Cook. Cook gets it into the neutral zone. Icing's called. And it's going to be waved off as Vickers gets there well before. Long stretch pass by Vickers up to Anjone, but pass didn't quite make it on target. 10 seconds now left in the period. Feltmate wraps it hard around the wall. Lajoie is going to beat out what would have been an icing call, but gets a shot on net with 1.9 left on the clock. So 1.9, can the Flames get anything off here? No. All right, that's the end of the second period. Cape Breton Lynx leading 4-1 over the Flames. 25-20, the shots on goal also in favor of the Lynx. And I will rejoin you for the third period. All right, welcome back. Third period just about to get underway. Flames trailing 4-1, heading into the final frame. And we're underway for the third period. Puck down to the Flames' end. Kimball grabs it. Kimball fires it up the right-hand side, pinned and sent back in. Now shot right in tight. Hits a body, ends off from the side for Cook. Another shot. That one hits shin pads. Finally makes its way into the neutral zone. Morel's going to get it. Morel. Cross-ice pass is broken up. Down low for Vickers. Vickers pressured by Folks. Now Morel gets it. She's going to send it up the right-hand side. And back into the neutral zone. Here comes Lawand. She's by herself. Now Cook has it. Cook to Polchis. Polchis chips it in. She's going to head to the bench for a change. Vickers now circling in her own end. Looks like she lost it on the wet ice a little bit. Heads up on the bench. Pucks flying over coach's head. And we'll have a neutral zone face-off after the puck popped out of play. McNeil and Johnstone going at it here. And it's lost in the feed of the linesperson. Back to Gabriel. Dumped in. Yeomans pushes it off to the side for Daigle. Daigle tries the right-hand side. Held in. McNeil. Now Gabriel. Gabriel keeps it in. Johnstone now gets it into the neutral zone. Up to Lajoie, who gets it in deep. And then held in on the other side by Feltmate. Here's Lawrence. Lawrence centers it to Daigle. Daigle, shot. It's blocked. Here comes Lawand. She's just going to chip it in and head to the bench for a change. Feltmate has time to set up. Feltmate to Lawrence. Puck's bobbled. Here's Austin. In tight on Yeomans. Yeomans will hang on to that one. And we'll have a face-off coming in the Flames' end. Just about 2 minutes gone here in the third period. Flames were short a player. Doolin jumped on the ice late. And we'll take that face-off again. But Nelson will have to vacate in favor of Lawrence. Austin wins the draw over to the side. Scott dumps it down into the corner for Brown. Brown's taken down. Back to Scott at the point. Shot. Yeomans blockers that off to the corner. McLean jumps up for a deep pinch, keeps it in. McLean again. This time she sends it down below the goal line. Puck finally up the left side for Doolin. Doolin tries centering it for Lawrence. Puck didn't get there. Now here's Brown again. Close and tight. Yeomans will hang on to that one though. And both sides will send full lines over the bench. And we'll have a face-off in the Flames' end to the left of Yeomans. Captain Folkson to take it for the Flames. Cremo for the Lynx. Puck along the wall. Landry trying to knock it free. Held in by McEachern. Off to the opposite corner. Cook is going to be there. Cook tries backhanding it up the wall. Doesn't get out. This time into the neutral zone. Polchis rushes over to put pressure. Vickers just going to backhand that back into the Flames' end for Kimball. Kimball now trying the left-hand side. Centering pass to Folks. Held in by Morel. Chipped free. Polchis saw a break in front of her. Started jumping out, but puck couldn't skip all the way to her. Here's Cook. Cook in the neutral zone. She's going to throw it in behind the net. Vickers has it. Johnstone comes to put pressure on, but Vickers just skating away. Some good speed here by Vickers through the neutral zone. She still got it. Gonna cut in tight. She got the shot off in close, but went high over the net. Another shot in tight on Yeomans. Misses the net wide. Ends up off in the corner. This one coming back into the Lynx end. Here's Lajoie. Lajoie takes a shot. Power will glove that one down and hold on to it. 4 minutes gone here in the third period. Flames trailing 4-1. In this, their third game of the weekend showcase. They won their first one 3-0 over the Kraken, but then lost 3-0 to Greenfoot Capitals. Johnstone out here to take a face-off. She'll face off against Austin. Austin getting turfed from the face-off, and Joan will take it in her place. Puck fired into the neutral zone. Daigle breaks the play up. Puck contested here in the neutral zone. Still a little bit of back and forth here. Finally, on the stick of Van Joan. She can't gain the blue line. Battle just inside the Flames zone here. Finally, Gabriel comes out with it. She walks to the middle. She takes the shot. Misses the net wide right. Van Joan now behind the net. She's going to move it back to the point. Shot by McInnes. It's going to bounce back the other way. Now here's Lajoie for the Flames. She's going to chip it in and head to the bench for a change. Lawrence, the lone attacker, putting pressure on. Flames tag up. Now here's Nelson. Held in for Dooland. Now it's down in the corner. McInnes. McInnes sends it cross ice. Now Austin centers it for Van Joan, and they're both headed to the bench. Here's Sommers. Sommers has Nelson. Sommers puts the brakes on. Dooland. She's pressed against the wall there by Perouche. Finally gets it free. Here's Dooland. Dooland makes a move. Can't get all the way to the net. Get the shot off, though. Back into the corner. Wrapped up the left side for Perouche. Perouche backhands it in to the neutral zone. Cremo is knocked off the puck. And Yeomans will hang on to that one. And we're at the 14-17 mark now of the third period. Lynx working with a 4-1 lead. Face-off. One back to McLean. McLean, shot attempt, ends up in the corner. Up the left side. Polchis gets it out. Polchis has Cook. Polchis, cross ice to Cook. Cook got the puck a little too far out in front of her. Now Folks. Folks looks to the blue line to Feltmate. Feltmate, shot. Redirected off to the corner. Now behind the net. Here's Polchis. Polchis looking to center it. Doesn't get it on a stick. Polchis again, tries centering it. Knocked free. Now Landry. Landry's just going to chip that into the neutral zone. And Feltmate will dump it back in. Here's Scott. Scott sends it cross ice. That's going to make its way for icing, I believe, and indeed it will. So this one will come back into the Lynx end. Scott looking for a long cross ice pass. Didn't find anybody and went down the ice, and now we'll come back here for a draw. And it'll be Johnstone and McLean again. Sorry, McNeil. And that one ends up coming almost the whole length. Boursier racing for it. Now Waterhouse behind the net. Gives it back to Boursier. Boursier tries going up the right-hand side. Johnstone has it now. Johnstone fans on the pass to Lajoie. Lajoie eventually gets it and sends it down into the corner, where Vickers is going to pick it up. Held in by Boursier. Boursier spins and fires. Just ends up being a dump into the corner. scrum of players here along the wall. Waterhouse jumps up trying to poke it out. Johnstone, Lajoie, everybody's in there. Finally comes out to Waterhouse. She looked cross ice to Daggle, but puck made its way outside the blue line. Flames need to tag up. Here's Austin. She puts the brakes on in the Flames end. Back to Morel. Cross ice pass, shot from the blue line. Ends up in the corner. And Joan sends it back across the ice. Morel will take the shot. Yeomans will just hang on to that one. And we'll have a face-off in the Flames end. 12-12 remaining here in the third period. Score still 4-1 in favor of the Lynx. Next game coming up after the Flames here will be the Wolves and the Subway Selects. 2 more games still on tap for tonight. Rockets and Capitals will be the last game of the evening after that one. Not too far off schedule today. Only about 25 or so minutes behind schedule. Yesterday, things ended up way off schedule by the end of the day. Morel dumps that in, chases it herself. The rest of the Lynx have gone to the bench for a change. Puck's coming up the left-hand side here for Dooland. She gives it back to Daggle. Daggle goes to her right to Kimball. And that one's just going to be chipped forward into the zone while the Flames look for a change this time. And that one's going to make its way for icing. I think they thought the chip was soft enough that it wasn't going to make its way down the ice, but it just kept going. And now the Flames players who went to the bench have to come back on. Nelson in to take the draw against Cremo. Cremo wins that over to the side, makes his way back to the point for the shot. Hit a foot along the way and ends up in the corner. Chipped off the glass into the neutral zone. Cook's going to put pressure on it while those tired Flames finally get that change they were looking for. Puck picked off by Boursier. Boursier, she goes up the left-hand side. It's going to make its way down below the goal line. Some pressure by Cook, but a pinch by Feltmate. Puck's held in. Now Landry has it. Gives it to Gabriel. Gabriel comes up the right-hand side for McEachern. Now here comes Gabriel. Gabriel dishes it off. Shot. Hits the side of the net. Here's Polchis. Polchis by herself. Polchis has it stripped off by Lawand. Puck in the neutral zone. Johnstone has it. She tries pushing it ahead. Doesn't get anywhere. Now Lawrence. Lawrence shovels it into the Lynx end. Lajoie goes and puts pressure on it. Now Lajoie. We have Lajoie and Johnstone moving towards the net. Now Daggle steps up. She's going to rip it around the wall. Lawrence is there. Tried to make a backhand cut towards the net. Still going. Puck loose in the crease. Still contested. Find that puck. Finally blown down. Ref right in on tight on the situation. Just a little over the halfway mark of the third period here. Flames trying to spark their team from the bench. Some stick tapping going on down here. And we'll have another McNeil-Johnstone face-off. That one's kind of neutral, pops over to the side wall. Lawrence over on the right-hand side, gets there first, chips it into the corner, gets past Johnstone. McNeil sends it up the right-hand side, gets it in the neutral zone. Perouche chasing it. Flyers finally ending back up on the Flames' possession here. Morel keeps it in at the blue line. Backhanded behind the net. Here's Austin in the corner. Austin looking to carry it out front. Knocked off her stick, but right to Morel. Morel throws it at the net. Misses wide left. Here's Austin again. Austin trying to cut to the middle again. This time held in by Vickers. Vickers sends it all the way around. Here's Ann Joan. She's knocked off the puck. Morel pinches and keeps it in again, though. Now, finally into the neutral zone. Morel's going to go pick it up. Puck's chipped in deep. The rest of the Lynx gone for a change, while Lawan tries to put some pressure on the Flames down here. Now back into the neutral zone. Gabriel peeled off the puck. Nelson chips it forward. McInnes is there, though. McInnes goes up her left. Skips past Brown. Now long cross ice pass to Doolin. Doolin to Nelson. Nelson trying to split the D. Can't get through. Back to the blue line for Boursier. Boursier shot attempt. That hits a foot. And Joan hobbles to the bench after getting that clapper in the foot up close. Icing waved off. Yeomans is going to cover that one up. Landry was coming in hot, chasing it. And at the 7:44 mark, we'll have a face-off in the Flames' end. Folks for the Flames, Landry for the Lynx. Puck ends up on the stick of Kimball. Wrapped around the left side for Polchis. Polchis centers it for Cook. Cook dumps it down low. Folks gathers it up below the goal line. Folks still with it. She's looking to the point. Gives it to Boursier. Boursier shot. Makes its way past a couple of heads along the way. And gloved down by Power. 31-23 the shot on goal spread now in favor of the Lynx. 4-1 with 7:23 left to go here. Folks in to take that face off for the Flames. Knocked free. Here's Cook. Cook can't get a handle on it. Folks reaches just out of her reach. Loose puck in front again. Popped off to the corner. Feltmate steps up to pinch, keeps it in. Now Cook backhands it to the corner. Scott and Polchis rub each other out behind the net. Folks again. Centering pass. Shot by Daggle. Didn't make its way through the bodies. And finally into the neutral zone. A little bit of life there by the Flames. Puck behind the net. Here's Scott. Pass attempt gets blocked by the Flames. Now Lawand. Lawand by herself. Puts the brakes on in the corner. Lawand, Daggle, Johnstone. Someone trying to make that puck pop out. Looked like it was going to come free. And it finally does. Makes its way back to Morel. She takes a swipe at it. Spins up high. Is gloved down. Back to Morel again. This time she'll rim it around the boards. Perush is going to be there. Perush knocked off the puck by Cook. But now Vickers. Vickers will whip that one in. And Joan gives it back to Morel. Morel. She's content just to throw that in the corner again for McNeil. Morel. Cross ice to Vickers. Vickers tries the shot. Misses wide left. Puck below the goal line. Here's Feltmate. Feltmate. Still with it. She gives it off to Daggle. Daggle looking for a long cross ice pass here. That's not going to find anybody. And that's going to be icing. 5:23 remaining in the game here. Flames trailing 4-1. They had some power play chances earlier in the game. Weren't able to capitalize on them. That shot went high over the net. Ends up in the corner. Feltmate will chip it out. This one doesn't have enough strength to go for icing, so a couple Flames head to the bench quickly. Puck back in the neutral zone. Brown's tied up by Lajoie. Brown has it pinned in her feet along the wall. Trying to poke it free. Daigle. Little saucer pass in the neutral zone to Nelson. Skips past her. Here comes Austin. Austin. She's going to cut to the middle and make a shot attempt. Hits feet. Ends up in the corner. Now back to McLean. McLean shot attempt. That makes its way to Yeomans, who will hang on to it. And we're now down to 4:30 left in the third period. Flames' next game in the showcase is tomorrow, when they'll play the Subway Selects again at noon here at the Grant Harvey Center. That'll be the third game of the day tomorrow. All the showcase games coming to you on High Button. Tag team of voices here for the weekend. This puck goes all the way down. Icing signaled. And it'll come back into the Flames' end again. 4:08 on the clock. Nelson didn't take the face off to the left of Yeomans. Makes its way over to the boards for Landry. Landry goes back to the point to Scott. Scott goes cross ice. Shot from the point by McLean. And Yeomans will hang on to that one. And a fresh set of Flames will come onto the ice. Cremo and Folks face off. Cremo gets that over to the wall. Now it's on the stick of Daigle. Daigle chips it up the left side. Into the neutral zone. Folks. Folks gets the blue line, but it's quickly swung back the other direction. Kimball's there. Kimball's going to carry behind her own net. She's got Daigle on the right-hand side. That's picked off by Landry. Landry makes her way back towards the net. Soft backhander, though, covered up by Yeomans. Cremo in to take the draw. One back to Vickers. Vickers, shot attempt. Hit a stick and a leg. This time she just chips it along the wall. Puck in tight. Polchis is going to grab this one. Polchis tries backhanding out of the zone. Doesn't get out. Morale keeps it in. Now Kimball's got to make an attempt at it. Daigle up the left side to Polchis. Polchis chips it up the wall. Folks gets the red line, sends it down, heads for a change. Cook puts pressure on Vickers. Vickers quite astride. Just kind of casually skates her way up the ice for everybody. She's been doing that all night. .256 remains now. And yet again, another face-off down here in the Flames' end. It'll be McNeil and Johnstone. That one's tied up. Linesperson down. Lajoie chips it into the end by herself. She's there, pressured by Morel. Into the neutral zone for Lawand. Now back to Morel. She puts the brakes on behind her net. Goes up her right-hand side. Boursier steps up for a pinch. Keeps it in. Lawrence there to help her. Johnstone comes out of the pile with it, but she's quickly rubbed off. Now over on the left side for Andrews. Andrews centering pass. Broken up by Johnstone. Johnstone now. Tried to dump it. Fanned on the dump. Now Vickers has it. She goes across to Morel. Here's Daigle in the neutral zone. She's got Sommers with her. Shot misses high. Sommers come flying in looking for a rebound. Couldn't get a shot off though. This one's sent down the ice. Arms up for icing. Yeoman's. I think Yeoman's touched that. Referees having a quick decision that, yes, that face-off will be at center ice. Yeoman had to watch it and touched, just brushed it enough to negate the icing. Coach Graham not happy with the call. And we'll resume play here with 1:33 left in this game. Dooland looking to the middle, trying to find Somers. Couldn't find her. Nelson backhands it. Now send it back into the neutral zone by the Lynx. Here's Ann Joan. Ann Joan gets a shot. Here's Dooland. Dooland through the neutral zone. She's going to keep it. Dooland tries the shot. That one's directed off to the side by Power. Puck down deep. Backing up are the Flames. Chipped into the corner for Boursier. Down to 40 seconds left. Boursier sends it up in the middle. That's picked off. Here comes Landry. Landry tries cutting in tight. Still free in the crease. Directed off to the side. Landry again moves it toward the net. Now it's going to come high around the boards. Polchey tries to chip it free. Gets it into the neutral zone where McLean has it. Now Cook. Cook's all alone. Headed to the corner. And we're down to the final 10 seconds here. Folks tried centering it. Couldn't find a target. Now McEachern sends it cross ice, and that's going to end this one. Final 4-1 for the Lynx. Shots on goal ended up at 36-25 in the Lynx favor. And that'll end this one. Flames back here tomorrow noon. And the next game will be coming to you here very shortly at the showcase.